guest on Fashion Friday is Sam Hamati with Hamati Designs.
Who are I? What's going on?
Sam is one of the most creative and cerebral fashion designers I have ever seen, taking on themes such as the 7 deadly sins and fire and ash with brilliant, amazing, elaborate, whimsical costumes and fashion.
Told you, I knew somebody was going to put those heels on today as soon as we uncover them. She's going to run to the back.
He also has one of my favorite responses to my question about fear and includes a mantra about fear from the book series Dune. Stick around.
There has to be a bloopers reel on this one.
Hi creators, my name is Skye. Welcome back to my channel. This is Courageous Creatives, the YouTube channel that elevates you to your highest self using inspiration, education, courage building, and community. Today is Fashion Friday. On Fashion Friday, I interview fashion designers, fashion stylists, fashion models, and other movers and shakers in the fashion industry. If that sounds like that is down your runway, click the subscribe button and the bell notification so you never miss a video. If you know someone that you think I should interview on Fashion Friday, please put their name in the comments below. Today's guest is Sam Hamati. He was a delight to interview. He's a delight to chat with, a little difficult to edit, but wonderful all the same. He talks about his terrific mom, Tammy, how he got into fashion, advice to those new to the fashion design industry, and I'm not sure, but I might also have an exclusive first look at his scarf line that is going to be at Saks Fifth Avenue. Let's check it out.
My name is Sam Hamati and I run Hamati, which is a atelier in Central Phoenix who produces one-of-a-kind clothing for a multitude of different clients, from the socialite to the drag queen. I started in fashion, well, my first dalliance into creating my own clothing was I was 12 years old and we were invited to take part of a costume competition, a cosplay competition at the Japanese Friendship Gardens, also in Central Phoenix. From the Parks and Recreation program that I was currently enrolled in and helping out with. And so we had to make our own costume, and I ended up being like this huge sleeved demon angel thing and ended up taking 3rd place, which was super exciting. So I decided I wanted to try sewing more and more and more. And I had stolen my friend's old sewing machine, and then I broke it. So my mom decided to buy me my own sewing machine, and when you're 15 years old, or 12, I was 12, a sewing machine is super expensive. Even though it was like $120, I was still like, holy crap, I have to stick with this. Like, she spent so much money, I can't, like, because I'm always somebody who switches through hobbies, and this was like, I gotta stick with this one. Now we're invested, I have to choose this one. So I ended up starting out super young, sewing for cosplay competitions and doing Phoenix Comic Con, and we used to have Anazona, which was the anime version, and now it's TaioCon here. So it's super fun to still go back to those things, going from cosplay to fashion, which I made that switch in high school probably, and doing Japanese street fashion, and then doing like avant-garde and couture, which is what I love to do because it's so much more creative and cerebral. Everybody for the most part. Even like, I remember there's this one girl in high school that I never talked to anymore, and she really helped me, I think, with, she would make me like do 3 or 4 sketches a week, and she was like, no, you need to be doing this, this, and this. I'm going to be your manager. She had all of this planned out, and I don't know what happened to her. She's an equestress. She's a female equestrian, and she so I did like pieces based for her riding clothes. So it's fun to do like the riding pants with a really cool jacket for her. So she was definitely one of my beginning supporters, as well as like my grandmothers, my aunts and uncles. They're always excited to see what I have coming because I'm kind of weird and out there. It gives me a very unique point of view, and I think that's what art needs. It's your point of view on this reality, and let's be honest, I don't like this reality too much because it's not that beautiful in all the regards to humanity, and I'm just really trying to make this place a little bit more beautiful with my clothing and with my ideas because again, I'm cerebral, so I'm reading Walt Whitman for inspiration. Ralph Waldo Emerson, those transcendental people who were super progressive for their time period, and they shaped a lot of monarchs of that time, like Marie Antoinette, especially the French court, I think. And have as much experience as you can. Don't pull yourself up in your studio for too long. You have to get out there and experience the world because how are you going to stay relevant? It's important to stay relevant to your audience. Yes, like when you're working hard and doing your stuff, your art or your art. I call my fashion my art. So any kind of art, whether it's painting or poetry or drawing or sketching or sculpting, make sure you have an awesome place to do all of that work because if you don't, or if you don't feel comfortable in that space, you're not going to produce your best work for the most part. Although sometimes uncomfortable spaces to produce very interesting artwork. So just be aware of your surroundings. Be aware because you never know what's going to hit you for inspiration either. Like today, I was in the car listening to Geronimo by RuPaul, but it's the one where Trixie Mattel is singing it instead. And there was a song that said, "This graveyard is my battlefield, my battle zone." So I was like, "That's fantastic! That should be a fashion show." Because how cool would it be to have like zombies and vampires and mummies fighting each other in this graveyard? But in a beautiful way, not in a comical way. Well, actually, no, comical way would be awesome. I like putting a little bit of comedy into my art as well. Like I did a Seven Deadly Sins collection with Brave Wings, and Greed had a bunch of dollar bills, and she was tipping Lust, who was a boy, and he was dressed in like a Victorian panty and corset number. And she would like stick dollar bills and then walk back and take it because she's greedy. Why is she gonna give her away her money? Like she was like, never mind. So that I like an element of comedy because we're really here just to have fun. Always have fun. If you're not having fun, don't do it. That is an underhanded question. I'm just saying. Yes, I'm in love at the moment, which is quite different because I'm very much. I like being alone. It's part of what makes my creativity so good. So it's kind of interesting to switch my gears on that because everything was. I liked using that heartbreak because there was so much darkness there, and it's so easy for me to manipulate it into poetry or my clothing and like wrap a story around it and keep it creating and flowing and making it really cool. And from that, like that darkness and destruction is really what inspires me. So being in love, which is such a like light, happy feeling, it's kind of hard to transform it to my will because it's a little more intoxicating than the darkness, which is weird because I thought darkness was quite intoxicating, but love is more so. I love fear a lot because it's such a. Oh, I wore the perfect shirt today. So one of my mantras actually comes from Dune. So if you don't know, it's the Dune worms, and it says fear is the mind killer. So it comes from the Bene Gesserit litany against fear, which is a fake or a fictional, I should say, not so much fake, fictional um, matriarchy in the Book of Dune, and their number one like rule is fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little. The Bene Gesserit litany against fear is fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I'll permit it to pass over and through me. Where it has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. So it's just kind of something that I carry with me from reading those books as a kid. So that's nice when I'm feeling too fearful and I can recite that and bring myself into my own reality again. But then there's other times where I let the fear overtake me and then I can produce. Something that really freaks me out is the Insidious movies. And every time I watch them, I'm shaken to my core because I'm all like, this is disturbed and this is I feel like it's a lie, but it's also the truth of how like the afterlife is so dark and there's only so many like places you can go. I created a whole collection of that fear as a constrictor. Okay, Mom, I love you, and I think everybody in this industry loves you a lot too. Sam Hamati. She helps a lot of our models and a lot of other designers, and she shows up to almost every show she gets invited to. She'll try to show up and support our community as much as she supports me. Actually, sometimes she supports others more than I do. We're like, what? So she's awesome. I also have a line of scarves hitting department stores, namely Saks Fifth Avenue soon. It's going to be these lovely pieces behind me. It's just Hamati, just basic Hamati. It's all poetry that I've written. Some based on love, some based on heartbreak and fear. Some of for me, it's always based on my Hamati girl, which is the girl who loves everyone but doesn't love a single person. If that makes any sense? And
Yes.
she's very strong and malleable. So I've got these, this is my favorite one. It's just my name over and over again, so it's super conceited to love that one the most. But I think it also looks the coolest. And it's like when you're starting your baby brand and you start branding yourself and you get something that looks like really expensive and looks like a high-end brand, you're like, I'm doing a good job. Which is also conceited, but I don't mind. If you want to find me, you can find me on Hamati Designs on Facebook.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at Hamati Official. And then like and subscribe and hit that little stupid bell button because you want to get notifications for her. She does such amazing work on YouTube and you got to watch it all, especially for Arizona fashion.
Thank you so much, Sam. It was a pleasure to interview you. You have such a wonderful energy and your clothes are so cool. You can find Sam Hamati at Hamati Official on Instagram and Hamati Designs on Facebook. All of that information, of course, is in the description below. Like I said, if you know someone who you think I should interview for Fashion Friday, put it in the comments below so I know who to track down. As always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you never miss a video. And remember, if you're creative, you are courageous.